gang, Rick with Let's Level Up, and today we're going to be looking at another Kickstarter prototype. This is going to be a game called Airlock. Essentially, we're building a space station, of course, in orbit, and the only thing is we don't necessarily have all the funds we need to build a completely custom space station. So we are kind of borrowing parts from other space stations that may not be using these in the form of tile modules. So these are pre-built modules or rooms that we're going to attach to our space station. Now this game's going to work a lot like Quirkle in the fact that I'm going to be laying a tile, you'll be laying a tile. They're going to have to match, and if we get a match, we're going to be able to score points depending on the number of connections already made to that first tile. Without further ado, let's head to the table and let me show you what I'm talking about. Whenever we begin a game of Airlock, we're actually going to put the number of tiles, the total number of tiles for the game, in the center of the table and arrange them something like this. Now, the players, starting with the first player, are going to pick their tiles one at a time until there are no more tiles remaining. So something like this here. Once all the tiles have been accounted for, you're going to put them into your hand, and you're going to be able to look at these tiles as you'd like. Now, the anatomy of the tile is something that's actually very interesting. There are different colored segments here, or rather connections on each side. In the center of the tile is always the scoring points. So there are going to be 3 different sets of numbers here on this tile. First beginning with the left, and that's going to be the first connection, how many points we're going to get. Meaning as soon as I connect an orange with an orange here, I'm going to get 1 point for that side. The next area here is 3, and that's going to be the second connection, whichever one of these is made. And then finally, when all 3 connections are going to be connected, you're going to get 5 points for this tile. So you're going to get more points on a tile the more connections that have been made to it. Now, there's a couple rules here. Connections have to be legal. And that means I have to match my color up with the adjacent connection. So orange has to go with orange. Orange can't go with blue. Red can't go with blue. And purple can't go with blue. They have to match whatever colors they want. Now if I had a red one, I can connect it. Some tiles are going to have areas of it that do not have a connection, such as this 3-way. A connection has to meet with a other connection. You can't have something like that where you're connecting into blackness, because that's not a legal move. Now, all in all, we're going to be playing this one at a time, laying down tiles. The actual first player is going to have 2 tiles that they're going to lay down to begin the game, and then it's going to snake around the table, and whoever plays the last tile in the turn is going to play the first tile in the next turn, and then it's going to snake back around. So it'll be 2 tiles, the next player will play a tile, a tile, a tile, and then this player right here, who may be the last player, will play a tile, and then start the next turn, and then he'll play another tile, and then back around to here, to the original starting player. So it's going to snake across like that. Let me zoom in and show you a little bit of a closer look on the anatomy of the tiles. Okay, so tiles are going to have 1 or more colored connections here. So you can see this tile is a 4-way connection, and it has a blue, a red, a green, and a yellow. Now this the first connection here is going to be awarded 1 point, the second connection 2 points, third connection 4 points, and the fourth connection have 6 points. One thing that I really like about this, if you can notice, in here in the colors there are a series of lines on these connections that are unique to the color. So you have somebody that may be colorblind, they're still going to be able to play Airlock, which I think is fantastic. So there's a couple other different types of tiles here. Here's a 3-way connection with a black on top. 1, 4, and 5. Here's another one. 1, 4, and 5. Another 4-way. Let me find a single here. Okay, here's a single connection, which is going to award 3 points. Couple different 2 connections, a green and an orange here, 2 and 5, and then 2 oranges, 2 and 4, and this is a corner piece here, which I think is very interesting. So not only are they coming in different sizes and shapes, but they're also going to be different in their ways they can connect. So here are 2 different connection tiles with 2 connections apiece. but they arrange separately. So you're going to be able to make for, it's going to build for a more dynamic construction experience. So all in all, we're going to be playing tiles. So all in all, we're going to be playing tiles on here that are going to match the colors, like so. So now this is going to be 1 point and 2 points. So I'm going to get 3 points for making this connection at the beginning of the game. The next player is going to proceed with their own connection by playing 1. Now they're going to be completing this first connection here, which is 2 points, and the second connection here on this tile, which is 4 points. So they're going to get 6 points there. So already player 2 is off to a lead. So we can come down and play something like this and connect this blue one with another blue and get this 6-pointer along with the 1 point here, so the total of 7 points. So we're going to keep playing back and forth like this until all tiles have been distributed. As soon as all tiles are gone, you're going to be able to score the round, figure out who's got which points, and then proceed until you reach whatever agreed playing point value it is. I think generally 100 points is probably good for a turn or for a game, and you can make that even longer if you want this game to go on. So all in all, it's a very quick overview video on how Airlock is going to be played. I hope you like it. Well, that's it for Airlock. So as you can see, Airlock is a game that you're going to be putting the tiles down of your space station. You're going to be accumulating points throughout. Couple words of wisdom: bring something to tally your points with. Don't try to do things in your head. If you're as bad of mental math as I am, that's just going to lead to disaster. Also, I think it's important that if we get this game funded, that we hit that stretch goal to make those tiles a little smaller. As they are now, they're just a bit too impractical to actually think they're going to play on a lot of different play surfaces. But I understand the need and the desire to basically get this game out, get it published. And if we have to stick with the less expensive medium to do that, then so be it. I think Matthew's got a great game here. It's a very fun, very casual game to basically lay down tiles. Again, I equated it to playing like Quirkle. It is kind of like that in a few other different tile laying games that are out there. I really like the emphasis they put on for people who may be colorblind by adding in the lines of the different connections. I thought that was very clever. Overall, I think Airlock is a fun game, and I think it's one that's definitely going to bring you a casual gaming experience that may be worth looking into. So if you're interested in the game, please check out the link to the Kickstarter below, and I'd be more than happy to forward any questions or comments directly to the developers if you have them. As always, if you found this video at all satisfying, please subscribe to our channel, give us a big thumbs up there in the YouTube window, and most importantly, game on.